Yo, I love this beat, yo. This beat get me hype as fuck. Yo, this beat get me hype, yo. Yo, tell me this beat don't sound hard, yo. This beat is fire. I'm loving this beat. Hey. Hey. Yo, this beat fire, yo. Hey. Tell me that beat not fire. Tell me that beat not fire. Hey. Let's go, people in the chat. I'm letting that beat ride. Just a couple more seconds. Let that beat ride. Let that beat ride. That'd be fire. Hey. Yo, Baltimore, what's good? Andre, what's good? Alright, guys, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Yo, what is good, guys? PlayStation Nation, what is good, man? It's your boy Persona of Gaming with Persona, host of When Persona Speaks, and soon to be host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, before we do anything on the show, hold on, I got y'all. Before we do anything on the show, guys, I gotta shout out my peoples. Well, this is shout out the goodness. You feel me? All right, guys, peep this real quick. Before we get into anything, guys, listen. Soon to be host of What's Up PlayStation Podcast. Listen, I gotta say this, man. Y'all, the support and the love that y'all are giving me and Bari is so appreciated, man. You guys are amazing. Like, real talk. Like, y'all will forever be appreciated, man. Thank you so much. We're already at 266 subs. We ain't even got no content on the channel. We don't even got no content on the channel yet. Imagine when me and Barry start putting content on the channel. But yo, guys, for anybody that hasn't already or has missed the news, make sure you guys go and subscribe to What's Up PlayStation YouTube channel, man. Let's see if we could get to 300 subs before Friday. Also, real quick, the What's Up, we already had 110 followers on the official What's Up PlayStation Twitter. If you guys haven't already, follow us on Twitter at official WUPS. So official WPS. That is our official Twitter for What's Up PlayStation. So definitely check that stuff out if you haven't already. And support us. Also, the links to the Twitter and the YouTube are in the description. And like I said, guys, you guys are forever appreciated. Don't ever change. So let me start with the hellos. PlayStation Nation, what is good? Rallo God in the building. What is good, bro? Dribble in the building. Vanny Pan in the building. Quamvo, King Prel, Andre 6K, T-Mang, Baltimore, Sam Ash in the building. Raph in the building. Who else here? Who else? Trill Wave, my boy Vic in the building. Shout out to Vic. Logical Nonsense in the building. What's good? My boy Omar, a.k.a. Haraba, in the building. What's good with you? Phillipson in the building. What is going on? How y'all feeling? Super Milkshake in the building, man. Pug in the building as well. Appreciate all you guys for being here. Big, let me make sure I got the sound up if I give y'all a round of applause. I don't want to mess up again. Round of applause for the people in the chat. Because you guys already know, man, Gaming with Persona ain't nothing without the chat, man. Definitely appreciate y'all. Link in the building, too. Shout out to my boy Link. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. when you doing members, uh, member, when you doing members persona. What you mean, Dribble? Let me know. What you mean by that? But guys, so this is kind of this was kind of impromptu. So let me give you some backstory real quick. So I woke up this morning, and I did my usual how I normally do my usual morning routine. I check the news. I'm talking real world news. Then I check Twitter. I check to see what's going on. Take my shower, all that, brush my teeth, all that good stuff, right? And I seen this tweet. Well, shout out to Barry, because Barry retweeted it, right? So I was looking at it. I'm like, what's going on now? I thought this was something that kind of spilt over from last week with the Xbox game showcase. I wasn't really paying attention to it 100%, right? Because I was still like, I'm still, I don't want to say I'm half asleep, but I'm still like, whatever, right? And I see Aaron Greenberg, and he's on a podcast with Paris and Danny, right? So I watched the video, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Guys, I'm be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. Yo, J0 was good. E-Man was good. I'm gonna be 100% with you guys. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I seriously couldn't. I was taken aback. I was taken aback. Like, as soon as I heard what was being said, I couldn't stop saying it. I was just like over and over. I'm just like, yo, what is going on in this community? I keep asking this because it's like every day. I don't want to say every day, but it seems like it's something crazy like maybe it's this whole 2020 thing, right? But it seems like every other day some crazy joint is happening in the gaming community that just grabs my attention, right? Where I'm just like, yo, what is this? What is going on, right? This was one of them, because like I couldn't believe what I was hearing, right? The whole let me tell you something. The whole generational exclusives thing, I couldn't believe that, right? But yo, your chaos, my serenity. Thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate you. My whole thing is, with the whole generational exclusivity thing that the community has been running with. I seen Paris was he was kind of like, he was 100% behind this and stuff like that. When I was seeing that stuff, I couldn't believe that, right? Just because when we know how generational exclusives work, right? We know how good games can be when it's not being held back by hardware, right? We gonna get guys and girls, we're gonna break down all this, I promise, right? So then I see the video, right? So then I see the video of him talking to Greenberg. We're going to watch the video. Trust me, guys. We're going to watch the video. We're going to go in, right? And so he's saying that, Game Pass is good because it eliminates sequels, right? And most of the time when I see things that's like crazy or kind of crazy or something like that, when I see something that's like kind of crazy, sometimes I just ignore it. But you ever see something that's just so crazy? You ever see something that's just so mind-boggling that you gotta say something? This is one of those times, right, where I was just like, all right. I was fired up since this morning. I've been fired up since this morning, guys, where I'm like, yo, I gotta speak on this. Yeah, I know it's Monday. I know we don't podcast on Monday. But I have to speak on this because we can't keep running around with this rhetoric for too long. We've been running with this rhetoric, and I'm not just talking the sequels. I'm just talking this Game Pass rhetoric, right? This Game Pass rhetoric is starting to get out of hand, right? And I'm going to speak on it because it's really, really starting to get out of hand. It really is. It's getting out of hand here, right? Um, it's too much. It's too much. How do I say? It's too much. It's too much bullshit, man. It's too much bullshit attached to this Game Pass. It's just not. It's not something that I think people are really understanding, right? But before we talk about that, I want to talk about Halo for a second. Yo, Crosshairs, what's good, bro? What's good? Before I start, before I share the chat, let me before I share my screen, let me make sure I can see the chat. All right, so Pete, man, listen, guys. All them jokes, Rallo guy said, eliminate sequels, yet Bungie could have kept adding content to D1, but yet they made Destiny 2. That's big facts. Yo, listen, guys. One thing I know for sure, Halo is definitely a shell of its former self, right? Because when I seen this, I thought this was like some troll. I didn't think this was real. I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought like this was like, I thought I had to make sure this was Domino's doing this. First off, I don't eat it. I don't eat a Domino's anymore. Like I haven't eaten a Domino's in like 5 years, right? But I couldn't believe what I'm seeing. So what am I talking about, right? Yo, listen. Yo, listen, guys. Yo, Plus Ultra, what's good? Andrew Wilkins, what's good? Listen, guys. If there's one thing that really blew my mind today, it was this tweet from Domino's. All right, I was speechless. I was speechless. Yo, when I seen this, I couldn't believe it. Like I'm speechless on multiple levels, right? Because I'm sorry. The reason why this is so crazy is because, you know, Domino's is a corporation. You feel me? Like yo. Yo. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, God. All right, so Domino's put, don't worry, Chief. Domino's always delivers. Hashtag Halo Infinite, right? Yo, Vedra was good. So, I'm sorry. Yo, the reason why this is so funny is because, like, yo, everybody is trying to explain, like, yo, Halo is not what it is. Halo is not a good-looking game, right? Then you got a select few of those hardcore Xbox fanboys that they can't accept the fact that Halo Infinite, what they showed, right? What they showed, right, is not a good product. Like, we all have to be real here. We all have to be real here, right? Halo Infinite, what was shown with Halo Infinite was not a good product. Like, it did not show off next gen. It did not look appealing. If, you know, technical issues and things like that. And we talked about this last week, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it's not a good product, right? But the true damage, right? The true damage is the fact that you got companies making fun of, like, the companies are making fun of this stuff, man. That stuff can be very damaging as well, right? And the reason why these things can be very damaging is because, again, pop culture is popular. You know, people with pop culture, when it comes to pop culture and when it comes to, like, you know, social media and all this other stuff, social media presence, social media status, right, is very low when it comes to Halo. Halo right now in the community, Halo's a laughing stock. Halo's a laughing stock. This, prior to this Domino's tweet, Halo was a laughingstock because you seen the tweets from everybody making fun of how the graphics look, and you see devs doing reaction videos and all this other stuff, and you see like the memes and all that stuff. It's a laughingstock, right? It's a laughingstock just like the console was, and it's crazy because this is the flagship title, right? Sometimes, guys and girls. Yo, Andre, thank you so much. He says Xbox 448 gonna cry like a little girl when Mooch brings up this Domino's joke on his podcast. You know it's coming. Andre, Andrew, you know it's coming. One thing I think people have to understand, especially the Xbox fanboys, with this tweet, right? And with the jokes, right? It's not just some console war, PlayStation versus Xbox thing here, right? Everyone sees it. Everyone sees it but Xbox fanboys. That's a problem. And this is going to play into the whole Game Pass situation and all that stuff too. Listen, guys, we about to segue good. Don't worry, man. This podcast about to flow like a river. We good. They don't see it. This is part of the problem with the Xbox, and I'm not talking because there's fans of Xbox that are vocal and that, or not even vocal, they're not really paying attention to this stuff 100%, or they see it and just like whatever, right? But it's the ones that's all over. So I'm talking to the ones that's on podcasts and social media, on YouTube, all these different things, on Twitter, all this other stuff. They're not seeing what everybody else in the community sees. And when I say everybody, I'm talking everyone. Everyone sees the problem, but Xbox fanboys. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because one thing, and I've said this a lot in the past, and I will continue to say it to this day and beyond, right? A true fan of any console, a true fan of any game, right? A true fan does not always does not always put high praise on everything that comes out, because everything isn't perfect, right? To be a true fan of something, you have to be willing to speak on the negative and point out the negatives as well as the positives, right? You can't just pretend that you don't see a problem, a glaring problem at that, and hope that it just goes away, or write people off as not being credible or being fanboys or whatever the case may be. You can't pretend like you don't see this stuff. You can't pretend like you don't see the issues, right? Especially when it comes to specs, right? When we're talking about the spec ops, right? And all these guys and girls that are going around Twitter talking about specs this and why PlayStation is RDNA 1 and why ray tracing is this and VRS and velocity architecture and all this other crap, right? You talk about all this stuff, right? Then when it's time to show up and deliver, you got excuses. The biggest L, it's funny, the biggest L from this conference is actually the excuses that these Xbox dudes are making. That's the biggest L here, right? Because you're hindering the potential progression of the game and the company, because you won't point out the problems. You keep playing like everything is okay. It's not okay. No, it ain't fine, right? Halo Infinite looked bad, right? And when you got the spec ops and all these other guys talking about specs this, specs that, true next gen, 12 teraflops, 12 is greater than 10, and all this other stuff, right? And then your flagship gets on stage and doesn't deliver. Then you got Domino's and all these memes and stuff all over Twitter. Everybody ain't a PlayStation fanboy. Is Domino's a PlayStation fanboy because they making fun, or are they seeing the same issues that everybody else is seeing? You get what I'm saying? Everybody ain't a fanboy, right? Everybody ain't trying to pull down Microsoft and keep them down and stop them from growing and stop them from progressing, right? Everyone ain't trying to do that. But everyone sees the problem that Xbox fanboys refuse to see, or if they do see, refuse to acknowledge. They refuse to acknowledge the problem here. Right? They refuse to acknowledge, but everybody else in the community is acknowledging it. Albeit a lot of it is jokes, and the jokes are funny, but that's still acknowledging the problem. That's still acknowledging the issue. That is the issue here. There is an issue here. And then another big L is the excuses being made by the execs from PlayStation. You got Greenberg talking about, oh, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I already went in on that last week. But these are the L's that keep piling up that no one will acknowledge. In terms of the Xbox side, they won't acknowledge it. This is a problem that needs to be front and center. And I'm glad that Domino's did this tweet. You know why? Because it further solidifies a glaring issue with Halo that was shown at the conference. It shows a glaring issue that was at the conference that no one else seems to want to acknowledge. At least not the right people. Not the big voices in the community. They don't want to acknowledge it. The big Xbox guys, they don't want to speak on it. They don't want to talk about it. And listen, guys, does PlayStation mess up? Yes. Like, I think PlayStation holds an eternal L for putting Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. I stand by that. They also hold an eternal L for developing the MLB game and putting it on other consoles. That's an L. I have no issue speaking on the L's that PlayStation has, because PlayStation got L's too. But you know what? PlayStation is also moving in a direction. Well, no. Let me rephrase. PlayStation is also putting out quality content and quality games, and honestly, the highest quality games in the industry, in my opinion. But just because they're pleasing me as a gamer right now, does that mean that they always gonna do right and they're not gonna mess up? Just because they're doing right now doesn't mean that they have any room to slip up. Because as a fan, I want to make sure that I'm continued to get the quality experiences from my favorite console, from my favorite companies, or whatever, right? You can't sit here and tell me that you watched the Halo Infinite gameplay at I don't care if it was 4K 60, it was at 1,000,000K and 3 million frames. I don't care. The game has technical issues, right? And I strongly believe, and the articles are coming out, that a lot of this has to do with the fact that the game is being developed on current gen consoles and cross-generational, right? It's cross-gen. There's a lot of technical issues, and the gameplay just does not. The game just does not look next gen, especially for developers to be saying that this was built from the ground up for the Series X. AI, what's up? Razzie, what's good? The Real Priceless Gaming Channel. MLB has nothing to do with Sony. That's something to do with the licensing. They really had no choice. Yeah, no, it's still an L. It's still an L, in my opinion. It's still an L. But you know, Domino's doing this is very funny to me. It's hilarious. It's very, very funny. But listen, we all can have a laugh, right? We all can laugh. I want to see some of the comments. What the comments say? I'm ordering Dom. Shout out to Ken. Look at the jokes, bruh. This is it's jokes, it's funny, but this is these are the issues that no one wants to acknowledge. Yo, Barry, what's good? No one wants to acknowledge this, man. Yo, these comments are funny. These comments are funny. Yo, bruh. Yo. Everybody see it but PlayStation fanboys. Look, damage control. Damage control. Damage control. You have to be really stupid to judge the demo on what the final game will be. At least they're more honest than PlayStation. Last of Us is the perfect example. E3 versus final. Listen, I guarantee you this guy didn't even buy the game. I'm willing to bet $1,000 that this guy did not buy the game. I haven't played the game, but I'm a graphic designer, and that second photo is clearly Photoshop edited to look worse. It also clearly had the resolution dropped down, not even close to being an original screen capture. Listen, bruh. They try to pass this off as yo, this is what you see what I mean with the tactics? Yo, I actually played the game, and I can tell you right now, this is definitely some Photoshop bullshit. You feel me? Last of Us 2 is a beautiful ass game. But that's what they come to, right? They rather point out, yo, Andre, what's good? Thank you. MLB going multi-plat ain't a big deal. At least it won't die off like Sony's exclusive baseball and football games in the past. Fair enough. Persona, this game is fake. Yo, listen. You see how folks will rather point out, like, oh, no, but look at this, instead of saying, oh, yeah, it does look bad. Hopefully, I'm hoping that Microsoft fixes it or that 343 fixes it. You see what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? People don't want to acknowledge the problems. They just want to they want to just point out the other side's problems. Oh, well, this is bad too. This is also a problem. This is also an issue, guys. This needs to be like, yo, listen. Let's focus on the problems at hand here, right? Because there's only one console that's not delivering to its consumers and to its fans. Because as bad as some of these games look on as bad as well, that was a third party. In terms of Nintendo is delivering to its fans. PlayStation is delivering to its fans in the community, right? Xbox is the only console on this face of the earth that has not delivered anything for at least 2 years, outside of Ori and the Will of the Wisp, right, and Crackdown, but which lackluster. There's no quality experiences being delivered, and realistically, Crackdown ain't a quality experience either. But there are no quality experiences being delivered on PlayStation, and these guys won't demand better. You know why? And this segues into something. This segues into Game Pass. This segues into Game Pass, right? When it comes to Game Pass, right? I always was wary of their games being of new game. I'm talking brand new games. I was always wary of brand new games being day and date on Game Pass, right? Because my thought process and the way I'm looking at it is, you're not providing for you to have this service like this where you're putting brand new games, brand new AAA games on a $10 a month service. I already felt that the quality of the games was going to dip significantly, or the amount of games that we're releasing would dip significantly, or the the size of the game would dip. Something's gonna dip. You feel me? Yo, Rome was good. DeFloyd was good. Social Joins was good. Was good. Appreciate y'all, right? I always felt like this, right? And people like to compare people, because when you talk about Game Pass, right, a lot of people like to say, oh, what about PS Now, blah, blah, blah. See, there's PS Now and Game Pass, although they both do streaming and you can download the game or whatever, they are two very vastly different approaches to gaming, right? Because PS Now is not, PlayStation is not putting their games day and date in PlayStation and PS Now. Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, you gotta buy those $60. You gotta buy those. You have to buy those games, right? There is no, oh, as long as you subscribe for $10 a month, that's it. No, you have to buy those games. That's it. You gotta buy those games. Game Pass is putting everything. Saladin Shah, thank you so much for subscribing. Hope you enjoy your stay. Game Pass is putting everything, it's putting all its eggs in one basket, right? And one thing it's funny too. One thing I said this a long time ago. When the whole Halo stuff was happening, right? It like jogged my memory, because I remember when Game Pass happened, I said, you'll know if Xbox is 100% behind Game Pass is if they put a brand new AAA Halo game into Game Pass, right? And the news came out that they're trying to make Halo a platform and add to it and all this other shit. That's not them committing 100% to the Halo game. Like, you're not getting, from the way I'm reading it, you're not getting a full fleshed out experience day and date. It's going to be something that's going to be built upon, right? Trying to go the Destiny approach, right? In my opinion, that's not a 100% commitment to a Halo game, a Halo created game. You feel me? So I kind of see how Microsoft is moving, because with first off, with their messaging of how, you know, Game Pass, you play every. Matter of fact, before we get into that, let's watch the video, man. I want to watch the video. I want us to watch the video, because the video is very important, because the video is what lit the fire under me today, right? So, hold on, let me go to the video. I got you guys. Hold up. Is this it? No. That's a different video. But I want to see. Here we go. It's two videos too, but we're going to watch this first one, right? All right, so shout out to my boy Bari, one half of the What's Up PlayStation crew. Games will be up. Right. So, when I seen this morning, right? When I seen this morning, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I really couldn't believe what I was hearing, because it didn't make sense to me. And I listened to it like 3 times, because I'm like, wait, exclusives, what? What are you talking about, right? Let's play the video. Uh-oh. Did they get me? Microsoft said, you talking too much about my shit. Oh, shoot. Hold on. There we go.
It's the original Xbox.
Hold up.
So we feel really good about that. We have over 100 games that will be optimized for Series X.
That's one of my problems. Real talk, let me go on a rant for a second. That's one of my problems with Xbox, man. And this is shit that, like, aggravates me, man. Whenever they talking about next gen, they automatically divert to Game Pass, right? Fine, right? That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to push. But then they talking about all these old games that's available day one, and I'm like, bro, We are going into a next-gen console, man. Like, I don't care how much people complain about how important these old-ass games are and all this bullshit, backwards compatibility. I don't care how much people like to spew this stuff, right? I don't care. I don't care if your favorite big 20 million subscriber YouTuber saying it's bullshit. It's bullshit, man. Yo, when it comes to a next-gen console, man, I'm not trying to hear nothing about backwards compatibility, and I'm not trying to hear anything about old games that I'm able to play in my next-gen console, man. How you start off a sentence? Bro, how do you start off a sentence with this bullshit, man? Like, yo, I'm keeping it funky with you guys, man. How do you start off talking like this? How?
We'll have 4 generations of games to play on.
Oh my God. He's still talking about it. 4 generations of games. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Tell me about next gen and what the expectations are and what we can expect as consumers and as gamers that may potentially buy the console. Tell me that.
So the amount of games to play that we'll be showcasing, 4K 60, Ori Will the Wisp is going to be showing 120 frames.
I mean, yo, I'm going to keep it a stack with you. 60 frames, 120 frames. If you ain't played Ori Will of the... If you ain't played Ori Will of the Wisp now, are you going to play it? Really? Like, are you going into next gen trying to play this? Regardless of how many frames it is. It's 60 frames now. So you telling me, oh, I'm going to wait till I can play Ori at 120 frames. Like, what? Play it now. It's 60 frames now. Play it.
God bless Moon Studios. So, like, all that, we think gamers will be fully delighted, and we can deliver on the promise there. But we're going to keep delivering more content, more innovation, and some of those are coming this year, some are coming next year, and some are coming after.
What innovation is coming this year? What innovation is coming this year? You know why I asked that? Because this game showcase did not show any of that. You see what I mean? You had all eyes on you last Thursday. All eyes were on you. And you could have showcased those innovations. You could have showed the power of the console, showed why gaming is best played on the Series X. But you did not do that at all. So when you say stuff like this, you leave people still wondering, what innovation? What tech? Like what? You still have not shown us anything comparable enough for you to even say that sentence and people will understand what you're talking about. What innovation? I don't know. Do you know? No one knows. What innovation? You've shown us Leo, you literally have shown us nothing. Nothing last week. Nothing that even remotely touches next gen. What innovation?
And so we showed a little bit more of our hand today on that, but that is kind of how we're thinking about it strategically. Does that answer your question?
No, it absolutely does, because that's kind of the synergy of what you're doing now, having Game Pass and the fact that it's clearly the future. I mean, I even tweet.
Yo, this is something that I hate. I hate this. I hate this with a very strong passion, because when we talk about the future of gaming, right? One thing about Xbox that, like, a lot of these influencers and people with higher social status, whatever, people that have more accessibility to these Xbox dudes, to these Xbox execs and stuff like that. One thing I noticed, man, when they talk about the future of gaming, they never talk about making gaming better. And what I mean by that is development. Developing better, bigger worlds, better games, better looking games, trying to make AI. They never speak on this stuff, right? And then when you have these guys talking to these execs, they always say the future of gaming is Game Pass. The future of gaming is Game Pass? In what world is this good for gamers? This is where my problem lies, because that's such a blanket, that's such a blanket statement, right? That's the problem. It's not like, oh, I feel this is the future of... No, you think that you definitively look at this as the future. This is a fact. You speak of it within as if it's a fact. This is the future of gaming, which green lights a lot of this bullshit. Listen, Game Pass is not the future in any capacity. Game Pass is not the future in any capacity where it replaces conventional gaming. It does not. Game Pass is not a future that I don't care. Listen. Shout out to Chandler Wood. I had him on my show about a month ago, maybe a little over a month and a half ago, right? He said something on Twitter that like really stood out to me, right? Because somebody else was talking about how subscription-based gaming is great, talking about all this. They were saying about how it's consumed, something like that, right? I have to find the tweet. But Chandler said that the way we consume, because a lot of people like to compare, and this is why I say this is not a fair comparison, right? A lot of people like to compare Game Pass and these subscription model gaming services. They like to compare it to music streaming services or Netflix, Hulu, and all these different services, and you cannot compare gaming to those different services because the way these services are consumed are extremely different. The creation process of these service of the games or the content that's put into these services are extremely different, right? And even with streaming services like Netflix, right, you even see a dip in that type of quality too, right? Because you see like a new show like Netflix will come out and only have 5 episodes, and then you gotta wait 2 years for another 5 more, right? Now, although that may suck to you, you may watch those 5 episodes and be like, oh, I can't wait, blah blah blah, right? With Game Pass, it's extremely different because you're actually interacting, playing the games, playing in these worlds. Developers are going through countless hours in time creating these worlds. Voice actors, mocap, frame fixing, all this other stuff, right? The way that type of media, when it comes to gaming, is consumed, you cannot push a subscription-based model within that space of gaming and expect the quality of games to stay at or continue to grow past what it already is. If anything, the quality of Game Pass, the quality of games that go into Game Pass day and date causes games to dip. It causes games to be chopped up even more. You cannot push a Netflix-style gaming service like this and think that next-gen games are going to continue to grow and get better for $10 a month. It's not happening. It's not happening nowhere. I don't care if it's PlayStation, Nintendo, or Xbox. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not a sustainable model in the sense that you're hoping that it turns into. It's not happening, guys. It's not.
Tweeted it earlier. And the fact that you now don't have to rely on sequels because you have Game Pass subscribed.
Listen. Hold on, let me play that back a little bit. Let's play that back a little bit.
Don't have to rely on sequels because you have Game Pass subscribers. So they're
Listen. I want to nip this part of it in the butt right now. Anybody on this earth that thinks not getting a sequel to a game is okay because it's in Game Pass, sell all your gaming shit to GameStop right now. Get rid of it ASAP. Get rid of it. Where does yo, what thought process, right? I'm seriously, my mind is blown right now, guys. I honestly cannot believe that this guy said, and you know, listen, I can't believe this guy said this. I honestly can't believe it. I'm and the crazy part is, there will be people that believe, that will agree with this. Like, yeah, that's great. No more sequels. Yeah. Just keep adding on to a game. What? What? What are you talking about? Yes, there needs to be sequels to games. Every game in the world does not need to be a game as a service game. Some games, like Destiny, listen, I love Destiny. It's a game it's a gas. You feel me? But every game does not need to be that. And Halo does not need to be that either. Because you got people saying, some dude was like, oh, if it's the multiplayer, then that's fine. No. So, you see, and this is where it gets crazy. So, let me make sure I understand this correctly. If a game goes into Game Pass, you're okay with the game being chopped up. As long as it's in Game Pass. You see how dangerous that is, guys? You see how dangerous these subscription-based services can be, and how detrimental they can be to gaming and the status quo of gaming? Right? Because when it comes to Game Pass, it seems like everyone's expectations gets lowered so significantly. That it's like yo, hey, here's a shit on a plate. Enjoy. Like, anything goes. And I'm like, guys, what are we saying and accepting here? Right? First, we're people are okay with replacing ownership for subscriptionship with Game Pass. Then you're okay with every game being a service that comes into Game Pass being half done, half baked. Yo, perfect example, bruh. Grounded. These dudes said, we're going to let you tell us what the game should be. What? What? What are you talking about? You going to tell me what the game... Rare with Everwild. These people don't even know what the gameplay will be. Halo. No ray tracing at launch. The game looks a mess. If there was no Game Pass, right? I'm seriously asking this, right? If Game Pass didn't exist, right? Do you think that Halo would be releasing in the state that it is? I guarantee you it wouldn't. I'm willing to bet money it wouldn't. Hellblade 2. Bro, we have not even seen anything about this game yet. We still don't know what this game will play like. We have not gotten a new trailer. We have gotten nothing for this game. These dudes got on stage and said, hey, we got a new documentary, guys. We went to Iceland to learn about Iceland so that we can make a game in Iceland about strenuous sacrifice in Iceland. Go watch the Dev Diary right after this show. What? What? What are you people talking about? Iceland? I don't want to watch no Dev Diary. I'm not trying to watch no Dev Diary. You feel me? Because you still have not shown me the game. What is the game? Can we start there? You know what all of these have in common? They all going to Game Pass. Yo, Mr. Heisenberg, thank you so much for the super chat. The issue with Game Pass is that people's expectations get lower because they don't have to pay as much now to play Halo, Gears, and Forza. Mr. Heisenberg, you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct, sir. You're correct. People are willing to accept less. People's expectations dip so low. Their expectations dip so low because of Game Pass. And it's like things that weren't okay 2-3 years ago are okay now. And I'm like, no, they're not okay. No subscription or subscription, they're not okay, right? Especially a lot of these Xbox fans, they become so content with accepting any and everything, right? They become so content with accepting any and everything that they have no room to complain. Oh, it's Game Pass, so it's okay. Because the game's in Game Pass, I'm not paying that much, so it's okay. I can wait. Nah. There no excuses, man. No excuses. What I always say, guys, you always are supposed to demand the highest quality from these companies, because if you lower your expectations, you essentially are lowering the bar that the company has to get your money. You never lower your expectations, ever. Yo, 2JZ said, that's a dope name, by the way. Persona, the difference is that you have brain cells and Xbox don't have. That's why they love Game Pass. At Persona, what's up, bro? What do you think the unannounced PS5 title is going to be? Yo, Bigger Bell, what's good? I think the unannounced PS5 title is supposed to be like an old game, right? And Mark Slane's supposed to be working on it. I don't know. I have to think about that. I'll answer that question in a bit. I got to think about that. Right? Let's continue.
Already guaranteed to get these games. So instead of worrying about, let's crank out the latest and greatest sequel with a number on it, take the platform of the game you have, let the developers continue to build upon what they've already started.
Yo, you know what pissed me? As he's saying this stuff, as Paris is saying this stuff, I want you to pay attention to Greenberg, because you could tell Greenberg don't agree with this shit. Peep this, bruh. Peep this. Hold up. Peep this. Peep this, right? It's crazy, bruh. You see it in peep this. While Paris is talking, guys, I want you to pay attention to Aaron Greenberg's face. Look at Aaron Greenberg as Paris is talking.
To get these games. So instead of worrying about, let's crank out the latest and greatest sequel with a number on it, take the platform of the game you have, let the developers continue to build upon what they've already started. And that's what excites me more than anything.
Bruh, you see the uncertainty on Greenberg's face? He's kind of like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. bruh. Yo, man. Yo, he at some point listen. I get it. People want to have easy access to these companies, and you get a little fame, you get on IGN and all this other stuff. You start forgetting who you are, whatever. And I'm not talking about skin color. I'm talking about just being a gamer. Like, sometimes you have to call bullshit, man. You really got to call bullshit, because there's no way you're saying this and you mean it's no way you're saying this and you actually believe what you're saying. Do you hear yourself? Oh yeah, this is good because now developers don't have to worry about creating sequels. They could just keep adding on to the game. Nah, bruh. Nah, I want my sequel. Yeah. Because it's not just adding on to the game, right? Especially when you're in the development process of different games, sometimes they know you ever notice that, like, a game that comes out at the beginning of the generation isn't as when a developer comes out with a game at the beginning of the gen and then they come out with a game at the end of the generation, most of the time the game at the beginning and the end, you see the growth within the studio, right? Perfect example is Sucker Punch. Now, Sucker Punch has always been a great studio. I'm not taking anything from them, right? But Infamous Second Son still is a very, very beautiful game. It looks amazing, right? To this day, it still looks great, right? But then when you look at Ghost of Tsushima, right? Ghost of Tsushima looks like you can see the growth within Sucker Punch with them understanding the tech and getting better with their development techniques when developing for the PlayStation 4, right? From the beginning of the gen to the end of the gen. Same thing with Naughty Dog. What are you talking about? That's Mises, what's good? Matrix, what's good? Personality Disorder, what's good? The Almighty Spartan God, what's good? Sinister, what is good? Appreciate y'all. Let me give y'all a round of applause. Appreciate all y'all for being here right now. I appreciate y'all. How does a game not getting a sequel make anything better for the consumer? Especially when you look at the quality of game that Microsoft has been releasing for the past 3 years. The quality is not there already. How could you... that's another thing, guys. How can you put this much faith into Microsoft when the quality of a lot of their games that have been releasing have not been up to snuff? And even with... Halo Infinite is not even out yet, and they're showing you that they still can't get their quality up to snuff. And we're going into next gen. So, knowing that information, how can you put that much faith into getting rid of sequels because the game is in Game Pass and allowing the developer to add on to the games because it's in Game Pass? We got to look at the track record. Yo, guys, I'm big on looking at the track record. Let's look at the track record here. Let's look at the performance of Microsoft this generation. So for argument's sake, right? Let's say we were okay with this. Subscription-based services. Yeah, they need to put, they need to just put the game in Game Pass and just keep adding on to the game. Yeah, la-di-da, this is so great, la-di-da, la-di-da, right? Just going off the track record. Yo. Or just off the track record. Would you trust Microsoft developers to even fulfill that promise and provide quality? Just off the track record, guys. That's what I'm saying. In any scenario, it's a lose-lose situation. Any scenario, it's a lose-lose. Yo, Buck was good. Mook was good. All day was good. Any scenario, it's a lose-lose because if they go down that route, it's not good for the core gamer. It's not a good model to even take on, and it's not good for gaming, in my opinion. But then if we were to pretend that we all were okay with that, right? Microsoft track record doesn't even welcome that to their platform because they still have not gotten the quality issue down pack within the last 3 years, and even when you look at going into next gen, it's not even there either. So on both sides of the scenario, both sides of the coin, Microsoft still isn't a good candidate to even fulfill that promise. Because look at the track record. Look at the track record. Do any of you in this chat right now, do any of you trust Microsoft to put their games as a game as a service into Game Pass, and the game's going to be a quality game and they're going to keep putting out quality content just judging off the track record? I'll tell you, for me, hell no. It's two sides to the coin. It's two sides to the coin here, guys. No matter what the scenario is, even if we were okay with this, Microsoft wouldn't be the prime candidate to fulfill this. And the fact that we aren't okay with this, right, is Microsoft is not the prime candidate, and this does not need to be the route that gaming goes. Not at all. Not on either sides of the coin. So, what are we doing here? If we all have established that Microsoft is not the prime candidate to do this because their track record prohibits them from being able to do so because the quality of their games has not gotten better, and looking at next gen, the quality still isn't there, why would we want Microsoft to push this type of model even further down the rabbit hole and expect them to get better? When the introduction of Game Pass has seen the quality of their games dip significantly, why would we go deeper down the rabbit hole? Hello? Why would we go deeper down the rabbit hole? There's no need. There's no need. Microsoft needs to get their shit together in-house.
Thing. That's why I look at something like Halo Infinite, and the possibilities with this open world is now endless. Obviously, you're going to have the multiplayer that goes with that as well. But
open world is endless. Endless how? What will the story be? How is this going to go? So are you welcoming an entire Halo reboot? So you want to play the same shit all over, just patched in new expansions, right? Like, what open world? What is going to happen here? Why does something like that excite you when Halo is not an open world type of game?
But that's what excites me more than anything, to see that you're taking the services along with the development talent and basically combining them together and just making this one service and platform where creativity is king versus making sure we get to the next great thing.
No, Paris. No, Paris. No, sir. No. One, Microsoft's talent is lacking right now. We have not seen anything that has shown off Microsoft's talent when it comes to these studios. And they've got 15 of them. We still haven't seen anything. And I'm talking from this gen into next. We still have not seen anything. And the ones that are supposed to be most talented, quote unquote, when it comes to creativity, when it comes to the flagship, they can't even deliver on that. They don't even got you wanting. Look, it's a laughing stock. Halo's a laughing stock. How does that work?
Next great thing might already be here. Let's just keep
new console. We haven't had that since the original Xbox. So we feel like,
bruh, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, right? Then there was something else that this right here.
I don't see us as being brutal, Paris. It was more of a conversation as a fan of just gaming in general. We want to see good games, man. We want to see better products, better services. That is going to be better for everybody overall. If we get to see companies going all out, dropping mics left and right, because now we have better options. Games are going to be cheaper, content is going to be better. But if we don't say anything,
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on. Listen to this part. Yo, listen. One thing I want to say with Paris and Danny, I don't hate these dudes or nothing like that. But listen, when I disagree with things, this is a part of being in community. You disagree with things, we talk about it, we point the things out. That's what this is, right? That's all this is. Anyway, just listen to what he says. Listen closely.
overall, if we get to see companies going all out, dropping mics left and right, because now we have
Yo, Vedra, thank you so much, man. This interview looks so pre-planned, and AA Drone, Greenberg, and the two seems to be sitting on nails. No casual feelings or enjoyment to games and gaming. Yeah, it seems kind of off.
better options. Games are going to be cheaper. Content is going to be better.
Now listen, games are going to be cheaper and content is going to be better. How do those two things even go in the same sentence? How do those two things go into the same sentence? What? Games are cheaper, so content is better. How? If the content is good, you're not willing to spend the $60, man? Are we really getting to that point? Excuse me. Are we really getting to that point where we don't want to spend $60 for a game? Is that what Game Pass is doing? Is that what Game Pass is doing to the thought process of people within this community, man? What? Come on, man. Come on, guys. Keep it real.
But if we don't say anything, and we're always saying that it's bad, and it's good, without saying why, it's not going to help, man.
I agree with Danny here. I agree. If we only always speak on the things that are bad or always speaking on the things that are good, we can't really truly grow gaming. I agree with Danny here 100%, right? But this is why I feel like that statement should be geared towards the Xbox fanboys that won't speak on the negatives with this conference, with this show, with how Microsoft is moving. Everybody else around you is saying it but you. Everybody else around you is saying that this conference was ass, they didn't show nothing, and they didn't deliver a true next-gen experience, and they need to do better. But you think, the Xbox fanboy thinks that, oh yeah, it's PlayStation fanboys trying to hearken on Xbox fans and on. Listen, man, it ain't just no cons. It's everybody, everyone sees the problem here, but Xbox fanboys. So I agree with Danny here. We do need to speak on the things that are good and speak on the things that are bad. But a lot of people are speaking too good about the things that really are bad.
So I've been around for a while, been going to all these events from Xbox 19 years ago now. You too, Paris, with E3, right? Pete, been doing this for years too, man. And I think we're just being, serious about this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? I want the companies to succeed. I want that, and there's nothing wrong.
Danny, I want the companies to succeed as well. I do, 100%. I want these companies to succeed. But this is, again, this goes back to something I've said a long time ago. When it comes to being a fan of a console, of a company, of a developer, a true fan will point out the good and the bad. If you only speak on the good, You're not a fan. You're an enabler. I stand by this.
Wrong with that. If people take this personal, then something is wrong with them.
Agreed.
You know, don't go to social media and attack us because we're not celebrating, you know, with pom poms out there. You know, it's good to be critical, man. I want Xbox to win, man. That was the conversation I had with Ryan.
I like
think it
this
was,
Danny
a
guy,
week ago
man.
or so. And he said it too, man. He wants to see Xbox at least get a win for once. And it's been a while that we haven't seen that from the company. You know, they're almost there. They're almost there, but they could do better.
Nah, they're not almost there. They
You
definitely
bring up
can
a
do
good
better.
point when you just said when you had Ryan on, and like he said he just wanted Xbox to get a win. I don't.
Yeah, see, you want Xbox to get a win, yes, but not by any means necessary. We're not giving no second and third place trophies here. You know, everyone don't get a trophy at this race. You feel me? It's a difference between wanting to give them a win and having them earn the win. You want to give Xbox a win, or do you want Xbox to earn the win? Xbox got to earn, in my book, Xbox got to earn the win. They got to earn the win. This conference, they don't even get a second place ribbon after this last conference. I'm not giving nobody no wins. Earn the win. Earn the win. You got to earn that. You got to earn that. That's not with Microsoft. Listen, they in third place. They did a lot of messed up things. They listen, that's their fault. I'm not giving no Xbox no win because they're in last place and people feel sorry. Nah. Does Xbox need a win? Yes. But they got to earn that by any means necessary. By any means necessary. They have to earn it. They have to show up ready to compete. They keep showing up, just doing the bare minimum and expecting to get rounds of applause and getting flowers and you're not getting no trophies. You got to earn that win. You got to earn that. But I like how Danny's speaking, man.
I think this was it, and that's the problem.
No.
This wasn't the win that we needed to see from Xbox. And then you bring up just something as far as legacy when it comes to you and I. Yo, there's pictures of you 2001 with Bill Gates. You know what I'm saying? At the launch of the Xbox, you got pictures of me at E3 2001 that I just recently found, where I'm literally playing Project Gotham Racing and Halo in 2001. So it's like, we're critical because we've seen the 19-year path that they've been on. There's been highs, there's been lows, and we just simply, as gamers, competition makes everything great. So I want Xbox to compete. If they compete and continue to do these innovations, we're the ones that win. So I just want them to properly communicate this vision.
But my thing is, how is it a win? This is my issue, right? And this is where the Game Pass falls into play. How is it a win if it's tied to Game Pass, right? And you're taking away the incentive to buy games and own games, and you're taking away that drive for the developer to have to create the best thing possible to earn people's money. Because realistically speaking, when it comes to Game Pass, the incentive to have to work hard to get your money goes out the window, because the $10 is already, or $1 or whatever the fuck, it's already there. And whatever backroom deal that Microsoft does with any other third-party studio to get a game onto Game Pass as well, that money is already earned regardless of whatever state the game is in. They're already getting that money. You get what I'm saying? So you take away the drive from developers wanting to create the best game possible when you're putting things in Game Pass day and date. That drive is gone. $10 a month? $10 a month? $15 a month, however much? That's what's good. That's what's going to drive me to you know, what's a perfect example? and this is not a knock at anybody that may do this. Look at like people that work at McDonald's or people that work at fast food restaurants, right? Fast food restaurant minimum wage is, I don't know, $8. I think now it's 15 an hour, but before I think it was like $8.50, $9, whatever, right? You ever go there to like McDonald's or wherever, Wendy's, wherever? You ever go there and like they look miserable or they just look angry? They don't really look, they don't look like really happy to be at work. Why do you think that is? I'm willing to bet that a part of that is the fact that they're not making as much money as they feel they should, and they're not really, they not. You get what you pay for, essentially. So if I'm only making $8 an hour, you're gonna get $8 an hour work. It kills that drive. They're not happy. If you get some kid that's fresh out of high school, or he's still in high school and he's got an after school job working at McDonald's, yeah, he might be a little enthused. It's my first job, but after a while, he's starting to get tired of that shit because the pay ain't worth what he going through. Right? Game Pass is the same way when it comes to developers, in my opinion, because you're taking away the drive for the developer to have to create something that is good enough to capture the attention of the consumer or gamer, garner them to want to buy the game, and you're building hype. You don't have to, if a game is going straight into Game Pass, there's no need to build hype. There's no need for big marketing push. There's no need for any of that, because that drive is not there. Like, the game is just, it's going in Game Pass, so whoever subscribed to Game Pass is going to get it anyway, and we already got that money. Where's the drive? Where's the drive to earn that $60? It's gone. Why do you think we getting shit like Halo? You got Everwild talking about they don't know what the gameplay is, and you got Hellblade that still ain't shown us nothing. All three of these games will be in Game Pass. Where's the drive? Where's the drive? Where's the drive to want to earn that money? To put out a quality product. Where's that drive? It's gone. It's not there anymore. It's non-existent.
That they have, so you get more people on board with it, because Game Pass is the freaking future. Period.
I every time he says this shit, like, that shit just bugs me. Like,
that until I'm proven wrong. That's the future of gaming.
You know how I'm about to prove him wrong right now. You know how no Game Pass ain't the future? Go look at all those. Look at the game. Look at the last 3 years. Matter of fact, let's do it. Hold up. I'll prove you wrong, sir. I'll prove you wrong in just a second. Game Pass is the future, yes? That's what they say? When did Game Pass come out? What year was that? Somebody tell me, when did Game Pass... Matter of fact, let me look it up. When did Game Pass come out? Because we're going to start from there. All right, so Game Pass launched June 1st, 2017. Yeah? Got you. Xbox One. I got you. Xbox One games. And 2017 exclusives. It released June 1st, 2017, yeah? Okay. Okay. So let's do Cuphead. We know Cuphead scored well, but we're going to do it anyway. Cuphead. Yeah, Cuphead was an 88. 86. Right? Forza 7. Forza 7 was an 86. Copy. Halo. Halo Wars 2 79. Okay. Right? So that's 2017, yeah? 2017. What else came out that was exclusive? I'm only talking exclusives here. Uh, uh, that's it, right? Now let's go 2018, right? So Halo released, Game Pass released in 2017, and a lot of those games was in the high 80s, right? Cool. Let's do 2018 games exclusives. Forza Horizon 4. Forza Horizon. Damn, that was a 92. Okay, that's what's up. 92, right? Let's do Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves. 69. 69. Right? State of Decay 2. 66. Should I keep going? What else? What else? I think that was it. Right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's do 2019. Right? Gears 5. I think Gears 5 scored good. Let me see. Yes, Gears 5 was in 84. Okay. Right? Crackdown 3. 60. 60. Lord. Two games. Two games in 2019. 2020. Ori, we know Ori scored good. Bleeding Edge. 66. What else? Did Grounded release yet? I don't think Grounded released yet, did it? Nah, Grounded didn't release yet. But Grounded is an unfinished game. What they talking about? Yeah, we're gonna create a game that you guys can do your story in. Gears Tactics. Not out yet. The amount of games. Yo, so peep this. The amount of games that have released. The amount of games that have released since Game Passes has released, right? that scored well. The low scoring games kind of take that over, right? Then you got then you've got the fact that the amount of games that released from Microsoft has dropped significantly. 2018 only 2 games released. 2019 only 3 games released. If we were to average out the Metacritic score for Microsoft's games, it would be a solid 70. If that. It's crazy. Yo, Andres, thank you so much for the subscription too, man. Thanks for subbing to the channel. What's going on here, guys? What is going on? Right? So, you know, with this is the part that kind of threw me off, right? So he said it during the Xbox game showcase, and I'll say it again, Game Pass is the future. It allows developers to take risk and innovate by turning games into platforms without having to churn out sequels and generate sales. Xbox has a vision for the future that I can believe in, right? So then I put, what I don't understand is why is it that PlayStation's developers are able to take risk and get results without the need of a subscription service being tethered to their development process, but Xbox developers need this stuff. Is there a talent gap? Is there a talent gap? Right? Because when you look at Microsoft and you look at all of the excuses that people give, right? It's like, oh yeah, yeah, so Game Pass is going to help developers to not have to create sequels, and developers are going to be able to create games without restraints, and they can take more risk. Listen, PlayStation has taken more risk than any studio this generation, than any company. They have taken more risks with new IPs this gen than anybody else. And for a large portion of their risk or new IPs, they have sold well. Most recently, Ghost of Tsushima selling 2.4 million in 3 days. A brand new IP from Sucker Punch released 2 weeks ago. Why is it that PlayStation is able to take risk and get results? Why is it that PlayStation is able to do a conference with the PS5 event in the middle of a pandemic and still show off games that show the next generation of gaming and entices you to want to pick up a PS5 and the games look great and look polished and all this other stuff? Why is it that PlayStation is able to do all these things in a pandemic, take risk, get results, and just create great games, right? Why is it that PlayStation is able to do all of this, but we have every excuse in the book when it comes to Xbox and Game Pass and all these different things that they need this, they need that, I want to give Microsoft a win, yo, man, what's good here, man? Everybody else is able to deliver but Microsoft, but the most excuses are for Microsoft. Oh, well, wait till the next show, guys. The next show is going to be even better, guys. Nah, man. Yo, King Proud, thank you so much for the super chat. I jump off the Microsoft ship in 2016. I don't trust them. Listen, I don't trust me, the brother. Nah, there is no trust, man. There is no trust. How is it that everybody else is able to deliver but Microsoft? And people keep giving them these excuses. Again, I go back to my statement. A true fan is able to call out the glaring issues of their favorite developer or company, as opposed to someone who thinks they're a fan and doesn't point out the issues. They are an enabler. Microsoft is not in a good spot gaming-wise. Not right now. They're not in a good spot. Looking at how this conference went last week, they're not going to be in a good spot going into next gen. And it's going to take more than one conference to fix that. You feel me? It's going to take more than one conference to fix that. But looking at the direction that they're trying to go, yo, Trillway with the $5 donation. Nobody wasn't showing sympathy for Sony during the PS3 era. They earned that respect. Yo, Trill, listen. Last generation during the PS3 360 era, people were shitting on PlayStation so bad. So bad. Especially after PlayStation had the hack happen with the PSN. That almost killed them. PlayStation had to claw their way back to the top, and they did. PlayStation clawed their way back to the top, and they did. And even through all of that, PlayStation 3 still managed to outsell the other two consoles by the end of the generation. And even through all of that, PlayStation was still putting out quality exclusives. Where was the excuse? Back then, there was no excuse. PlayStation messed up. They messed up on the price. They messed up on the whole hack. Right? They messed up. PlayStation messed up in a couple areas. We all can admit that. We demanded better. PlayStation said they'll give us better. Fast forward to PS4. Now look. Just look. But we got every excuse in the book. It's the same thing. You know what's funny? It's the same thing like with the whole Call of Duty map pack situation, right? All last gen, Xbox was getting the map packs 30 days first. All last gen. Then when it happened this gen, oh, well, this is anti-consumer, and this isn't right for the gamer, and this isn't the blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, what? Y'all were getting this all last gen. Oh, well, third-party exclusives to consoles is so anti-consumer. This isn't good. But you guys were doing this all last gen. It's always an excuse. It's always this victim blaming that they do, man. It's crazy, bruh. They always playing the victim. Then you want people to give you a win when you don't deserve it. You don't get no wins, man. You're not getting no wins here, man. Yo, Silent Storm, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. You're not a victim here. Microsoft is not a victim. Microsoft is not a victim, and Microsoft has not been delivering. That is the problem. If anything, Xbox fanboys need to be if anything, gamers are the victims. We're the victims of lack of content. Lack of competition. Trying to change gaming into something that it don't need to be. That's the problem. Microsoft ain't no victim. Microsoft messed up this generation, and instead of them trying to claw their way out of the situation that they were in, they decided to stay there, set up shop, and try to change everybody. You know what it is? Microsoft got that crab in the bucket mentality. Because instead of trying to change gaming, instead of trying to make gaming better and push gaming forward, when they were down on their luck this gen, early in the gen, instead of them trying to pull themselves out of the situation, they stayed there, they set up shop, and they tried to make it look like everybody else was wrong for doing what they were doing, when Microsoft has always been doing what they were doing when they were doing that, when they were on top. So instead of accepting your failure and your defeat, you're trying to blame everybody else for your failure. Microsoft. MM31 is back. Yo, don't get ran out the chat by my by the chat, man. The chat ran you out last time. Don't get ran out this time. Ran you away. But Microsoft is, I've said this before. Microsoft this generation are failures. They do not have to go into they don't have to go the entirety of next generation as failures. But they can't realize that they have the potential to be better. They don't realize that they have a duty to gamers to create true next gen quality experiences. No, they don't realize that. All they see is, oh, well, we've got these guys that'll pay $10 a month or $1 a year or whatever for Game Pass, and we don't really got to do much. So let's just do that and collect as much money as we can before people smarten up and realize that it's all bullshit. That's it. Instead of trying to be better, for the gamer, they don't want to be better. It's obvious. Because it's nothing but excuses and blaming. You're blaming the fanboys and you don't follow the plastic wars and all this bullshit. I'm like, listen, bro. Listen, man. Listen. The console war and debating and all that stuff is that's a part of competition. That's a part of competition. This whole notion that, being a fan of one specific console makes you, is bad for you and all this other crap. Listen, man, I don't know where you dudes come from. I really think people that say this stuff started gaming this gen, not even last gen, this gen. Like, listen, man, leave all that ideology stuff at the door, bruh. Like, stop it, man. Especially, I hate those ones that get on social media and they'll talk about how bad the console. They always saying, I wish fanboys would stop arguing about this, blah, 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 or fanboys that, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, I'm not a part of the console war. I'm not a part of those console. I'm not arguing over plastic. But you're always making tweets about it. Why are you always making tweets about the console war stuff if you're not a part of it? Stay in your lane. No one cares what you have to say because you're not a part of it, right? So just play your games and do what you do. You don't have to make a tweet every other day talking about this set of fanboys, that set of fanboys. You're not a neutral. There's those ones that like to play neutral. You're not neutral. You're not. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're not a neutral. That's it. MM31, to me, as a person who can buy games very often, I think Game Pass is neat, but as you seem to be saying, it can improve, but for me, it's a great deal combining Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass together. I mean, that's fair if that's how you feel. For me, Game Pass is trash. I can't support that, and I'll never let that replace my conventional way of playing games. That's not my future. It's never going to be my future. I stand by that. 100%. I stand by that, man. That ain't my future, man. So who's ordering Domino's tonight? Oh boy, man. Oh God, that's funny. But Straight trash. Big facts, Benny. All neutrals game on Xbox because they like the controller better. Facts. Yo, listen. At the end of the day, guys, one thing, I'm always gonna voice my opinion. Uh, I'm like, regardless of what exec I may ever get on this channel to like sit down for an interview or something like that, I'm always gonna ask the important questions and remain true to who I am. A lot of these people, like, even on Jeff Keighley's show, bruh. Yo, man. This what threw me off too, man. Let me find this shit, man. Where is this joint, man? Is this it? Yeah, this is it, man. Bruh. Let me show you this. Hold up. Let me get it. Hold up, guys. Yo, so this part right here, bro. Hold up. Yo, this shit right here blew my mind, man. Cause like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Peep this, man. Peep this.
Heart's going to be broken when we don't see Elden Ring today, but it's been so long since it was announced. I need to see it somewhere and see that it still exists. And as long as I get a good world premiere, I'll be happy.
Oh, wait. We got the world premiere voice guy actually doing the voice here when we come to our first world premiere.
Oh my God,
So
it's Christmas.
I'm here to take care of you. But yes, as you said, everyone would love to see Elden Ring. Everyone would love to see new game announcements too. You mentioned Halo. Lauren, is that the big thing for you? Like seeing Halo, what are you excited to see?
No. So I feel like Halo was like my first introduction into
Even better on the next one?
Yeah, I
think
think
definitely what I expect.
Yeah, I think for me, what I like most about the Xbox that kind of sits at
Yo, all right, so listen. Yo, listen to what my man's is going to say here, right? Just listen. We're going to talk about it, but just listen. Listen to what he says.
in my house is like we always get Sony with their exclusives, and I would love to see some really cool exclusives come out of Microsoft today. It's the thing that people keep talking about all the time. But I love.
You see how now peep this, right? He says he's got PlayStation for the exclusives, and then he like glosses over the games and the exclusives from Microsoft like that isn't that important to him. And I'm like, what? Just you see how he just glossed over? Oh yeah, Microsoft just get. Yo, man, listen, hold up, bro.
Microsoft today, it's the thing that people keep talking about all the time. But I love
the thing that people keep talking about, the exclusives, the games for the game console. That's what people keep talking about. But that's not what I care about. Like, what are you talking about? Yo, my man's, what are you talking about right now? How is that not at the center of what's most important here? And that goes back to something that Microsoft has said that's like throwing me off when they were like, gaming is not at the center of our strategy. Why? Why? Why is gaming not the center of your strategy? It needs to be, because the games is what pulls consumers in. Listen to the rest of this, what this guy says, man.
The kind of home entertainment aspect of my Xbox. I love the kind of UI and the speed of the system and kind of sitting down. I use it for everything. I only use...
This man is lying. This man is lying. You know how I know he's lying? He blinking too much. Yo, my man's blinking too much. You can always tell when somebody's lying because they start blinking too much. If this is a part of your entertainment center, it should be just, yes, I use my Xbox for this, for that, for this, for that, for this, for that, for this, for that. My man's blinking too much, man.
Use my PlayStation for gaming, but I really use my Xbox for almost everything. I watch Netflix on it. I watch movies.
I use my I use my PlayStation for playing video games, and I use my Xbox for everything else. What is everything? Netflix and Hulu. Yo, So you telling me you went out and bought an Xbox for Netflix and Hulu? You don't got a smart TV, my mans? And Netflix and Hulu, yo, that's the funny thing. Netflix and Hulu is on PlayStation. So what do you even own the Xbox? Why do you own the Xbox? If you can, listen, peep this. Listen, man. Hold up. We gotta play it again. This is
Microsoft today. It's the thing that people keep talking about all the time. But I love the kind of home entertainment aspect of my Xbox. I love the kind of UI and the speed of the system. And
how does UI and home entertainment? I mean, how does UI and speed play into home entertainment? You're entertained by the UI. I don't understand. Where do you get into the home entertainment part of it? You don't. Like, what? You still have not said anything about home entertainment.
And kind of sitting down, I use it for everything. I only use my PlayStation for gaming, but I really use.
Yo, I still can't get over that. I only use my PlayStation for gaming. Like that's supposed to be a bad thing. Like that's what the consoles are for. That's what you're supposed to use it for. It's for gaming.
Use my Xbox for almost everything. I watch Netflix on it. I watch movies, and I play my.
You can watch Netflix and movies on PlayStation, so it can. If you only bought an Xbox for entertainment purposes, like watching Netflix, Hulu, and movies, you can do all of those things on PlayStation. So why do you own an Xbox? I watch Hulu, Netflix, and all of that on my PlayStation when I'm done gaming. Why do you need an Xbox? Why do you need an Xbox only for that? When PlayStation does all of that. What is going on here? Yo, my mans, did you practice your lines before you got on the stream? What is going on?
My 4K Blu-rays and everything on it because.
Listen. That's where, see, he slipped that in. Yo, how much they pay my mans? How much did they pay my mans? How much they pay him, bro? I know they wrote my mans a fat check. They had to write my mans a real nice check. Because he had to slide in that 4K Blu-ray shit at the end. My mans, I'm willing to bet bread you ain't got no 4K Blu. Yo, who in here really got 4K Blu-rays? I don't. Yo, my mans, blink twice if you need help. The PlayStation Nation gonna help you out, bro. Blink twice if you need some help. Yo, blink twice if you need some help, my mans. Blink twice if you need some help, bro. The PlayStation Nation will help you, brother. Blink twice if you need some help. Blink twice if you are being held hostage, because I will help you. The PlayStation Nation will help you, bro. Blink twice.
My PlayStation couldn't do that. So.
See? My PlayStation. You see? Everything else he mentioned but them 4K Blu-rays is what makes it okay for him to have. Oh, that's why I gotta have the Xbox, because it can play 4K Blu-rays. My PlayStation can't do that. That's what he's using it for. Yo, my mans, blink twice if you need some help. Yo, my mans is definitely being held hostage, boy. Listen, the PlayStation Nation will help you, bruh. You gonna have to let us know, though. He definitely did.
I'm really curious to see how they evolve kind of the OS of the system and make it snappier and faster, and how you're able to switch between games on the fly and being able to have all of those old games be playable on the new one. They keep talking about backwards compatibility a lot and how that's a big factor for them. And I'm curious to see how far that goes and how many games you can really play with that.
Bruh. What is going on here, bruh? Why do people keep going back to why do people keep going back to backwards compatibility when we talking about next gen? I don't understand. Yo, if you look at a lot of these people that be talking about the Xbox before, like in these pre-shows and shit, they keep going back to backwards compatibility. Why do you people keep going back to this stuff when you're talking about next gen? I'm not watching this show hoping for, hey, I hope you show me how this old ass Halo Combat Evolved's gonna look on a Series X. I can't wait. No one's trying to see that shit. What is this man talking about, man?
That and how far they're pushing it and stuff like Game Pass has come out, and it's kind of a game changer because there's so many times when I just go on and I don't want to buy a new game, but Game Pass is a good way of kind of trying it out and testing it and just downloading it there and playing straight away. And
you see guys, yo, this shit just put a pin. This just put a pin into everything I was just talking about. Let's go back, bro. Let's go back. Yeah, y'all not hearing me, bruh. He said it. My boy said it for me.
Microsoft today, it's the thing that people keep talking about all the time. But I love.
Well, companies.
Oh
good,
no!
bro.
What the fuck? Oh no! What's going on? They playing around. I gotta watch this commercial again, man.
Get closer.
Yo, it messed up my whole shit. Hold up. Here we go. My fault.
Xbox. I love the kind of UI and the speed of the system and kind of sitting down. I use it for everything. I only use my PlayStation for gaming, but I really use my...
Yeah, no, I think that
will be this time, at least for me personally, the way I consume the media on my Xbox.
Yeah, no, I think
backwards compatibility a lot and how that's a big factor for them. And I'm curious to see how far that goes and how many games you can really play with that and how far they're pushing it and stuff like Game Pass has come out, and it's kind of a game changer because there's so many times when I just go...
Listen, now yo guys, listen to what he say. Listen carefully. Listen carefully to what he say. Listen carefully, because this is very, very, very important.
On, and I don't want to buy a new game, but Game Pass is a good way of kind of trying it out and testing it and just downloading it there and playing straight away.
Now listen, you hear what he said? I don't want to buy a new game, but Game Pass is a good way for me to get on there and test it and stuff like that, right? Why would a developer put their all into a game for someone like this that won't even buy the game? If the game is going straight into Game Pass, why would a developer put their all into the game? Listen to what my man just said. You think thousands and thousands and probably even millions of other people aren't thinking like this? Yo. Why would a developer put their all into a game for people with a mindset like this? I don't gotta buy the game, but I can try it out. This shit is a glorified demo rental service. How is this good for gaming? How is this good for gaming? How is this good for the future of gaming? How is this good for gamers? How is this good for developers creating games? That stuff is good to y'all? Y'all think that's good? Yo, I can't support nothing like that, bruh. That way of thinking is crazy, bruh. I don't want to buy a new game, so Game Pass is a good way for me to try a game. Bruh. On stream, bruh. On stream, my man says that, bruh. How you think a developer feel here? I really want to get like... I really want to talk to a developer that creates games and that go to Game Pass. I really would love to sit down with one of them and really ask them, hearing something like that, how does that make you feel, you and your team feel, when you're creating a game? That the game is going straight to Game Pass, right? And someone's not willing to spend the proper dollar amount to buy your game, but they'll take a chance with it on Game Pass because your game is not worth buying at full price. I wonder how a developer feels hearing some shit like that. Real talk, I would fucking procrastinate and be half-assed about the games too. The community don't deserve them. The community don't deserve the games. Look how they talk. Look at how my man's talking. I'm willing to bet there's thousands, millions of people that think that same way that Cap for this Game Pass. It's not worth me buying, but I'll give him $10 and try it out. How you think a developer feel? Yo, I'm willing. I bet there's developers in Microsoft camp that hate Game Pass with a passion. They hate that shit, and it takes away their drive to create good games. Look at the quality of games Microsoft's been releasing year over year. They have significantly dipped. It's significantly dipped. I really want to talk to a developer, man. I really want to talk to a developer about this because I really want to know how they feel. Because I'm going to be honest, if I was a developer, I'm being honest with you guys. If I was a developer and I heard some shit like that, yo, that's messed up. I would feel some type of way. I'm going to be honest. I would feel some type of way. That's a fact, yo, Mr. Corleone. That's big facts. I would feel some type of way. If they were saying some shit, if somebody was saying something like this about games that I was creating that were going into Game Pass, like, damn, you're not, my shit not worth buying, so, but because it's in Game Pass, you'll give it a chance. I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, I can't get behind this. Game Pass is not my future. Game Pass will never be my future. I've got no problem spending $60 for the games. I got no problem buying games. I got no problem. Going into next gen, I'm going to continue to buy my games full price. Game Pass is not my future, man. Nah, that's not something I'm messing with. I'm good, man. I'm good. They're not getting my money, man. I'm good. I'm good. I strongly feel like developers deserve to get that full 60. That's how I feel, though. Everybody not going to think like me, and that's fine. But if I was a developer hearing something like that, I'd feel some type of way. I would, because I feel like what he said there is really disrespectful, and I'm willing to bet he's not the only one that feels or thinks that way. Just look at how people act on just look at how people act on social media. Oh, it's fine. It's on Game Pass. It doesn't matter. They excuse the imperfections because it's on Game Pass. Right, which lowers the bar that the developers have to reach in order to get your money, because your money's already pretty much solidified because you subscribe to Game Pass. So it takes away the drive to create good games, right? Then you got reviewers and stuff like that talking about, oh, well, this game is Game Pass fodder. The fuck? No one understands me. Ha, yo, that's a good name. That's I like that. No one understands me. That's a great name. At Gaming with Persona, remember he's already seen the quality of the games on Game Pass, so pay $1 for bargain bin games. That's exactly what it is. Then just buy a gaming PC, bro. Waleed Al-J. But Phil Spencer said. Plus, they downplaying the mediocre shit. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Corleone, man. They downplaying the quality of the game because it's on Game Pass, so it eliminates any room for them to complain. It's crazy. It's crazy how Game Pass works, because it's a subliminal thing too. It's subliminal, because in their mind they're like, I've got no room to complain because I only spent $1 or I only spent $10 and I'm getting all these games. So in reality, it's a value. Nah, it's not a value, bruh. Not if the games is trash. It's not a value. It's not happening. But yeah. Game Pass is not in my future, guys. I'm not accepting it. You shouldn't accept it either. You shouldn't accept it. But yeah, with that being said, man, this was again an impromptu show. Impromptu, you know, I definitely wanted to talk about a couple things, man. I'm glad I was able to speak about it and chop it up with you guys, man. Tomorrow at 6:00, I got BG coming through to the show. He's gonna sit down in the interview chair, and we're gonna pick his brain on a couple things, man. That's gonna be a good show. I'm really excited about that. To have BG on, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, guys, again, if I haven't, I'm just let y'all know, man. Make sure you guys check out What's Up PlayStation on Twitter at official Wups. We got 110 followers, and then wait, where is what's What's Up PlayStation? Right, and then make sure y'all go and subscribe to the official YouTube channel, What's Up PlayStation. We had 267 subscribers. See if we could get to 300 by Friday. That'd be dope. With my boys, me and Bari, man. First episode's coming real soon. Definitely make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you guys subscribe. What's Up PlayStation? The links to the Twitter and the links to the YouTube are in the description of the channel of the chat as well. Also, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at Persona Speaks. Link to my Twitter's in the description as well. Also, anybody that's new here, I appreciate all the new subscriptions I got today. Anybody that's still considering subscribing, why are you still considering? Come on, come take this journey with me. You feel me? A lot of good content, a lot of great things on the channel. We're just gonna keep growing. Peace be unto you until next time. No doubt, Sinister. Appreciate you. Now I want the best product, the best software. That's a fact, Mr. Corleone. Yeah, but this was a great show. Had a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the show as well. And like I said, tomorrow 6 p.m. Eastern, I got BG coming through to the show. Definitely not going to sub, big fanboy. That's cool, William. It's all good. I appreciate you coming through anyway. I definitely appreciate you coming through anyway, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. Why am I mad? Oh, man. Shout out to William. It's all good, man. Listen, you can't please everybody. That's all right. But yeah, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here, man. There was a lot of y'all today, which was great. I love the support that you guys give me. I appreciate y'all so much. Appreciate the super chats and all that great stuff. And with that being said, like I said, tomorrow 6 p.m. Interview with BG. Don't miss that. That's gonna be a really good show. Do not miss that. And shout out to everybody here, man. Shout out to my boy Bari. Shout out to everybody. Mr. Corleone, Vanny Pan, Buck, Rollo, Raph, Lay. Shout out to William too. Shout out to Andre 6K. Shout out to Sick Humor. Shout out to No One Understands Me. That's a dope name. Mr. Corleone, Waleed, Cyber Dragon, Social Joins, AI, Das Misi. And it was a lot of y'all in this chat. Oh, shout out to Chuck. Chuck was here. There's a lot of y'all in the chat, man. So shout out to all y'all. Sam Ash, appreciate y'all. One last round of applause for the people in the chat. Yeah, man, no doubt.